Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Rob's Movie Reviews. If you like what you're seeing on this channel, by all means, please hit that like button, subscribe, and let your friends know about the channel. Now, on this week's video, I would like to review a movie for you called The Double. It stars Richard Gere, Martin Sheen, and Topher Grace. This is a movie about a retired CIA agent played by Richard Gere, named Paul Shepardson, who is basically drug out of retirement to investigate the murder of a U.S. senator. There's a lot of similarities in the murder to a Russian assassin that Paul had been tracking down for many years while he was still active. The assassin was called Cassius, and he was the head of a ring of assassins called the Cassius Seven, cleverly named after the senators who murdered Julius Caesar. Now, the head of the CIA, Tom Hyland, who is played by Martin Sheen, decides he wants to pair Paul Shepardson with a FBI agent by the name of Ben Gary, who is played by Topher Grace. Ben Gary has done a lot of research. He's basically built his career on researching Cassius. He wrote when he was in the academy, he wrote a thesis on Cassius, which caught the attention of a lot of people, and is why the CIA director has chosen him to team up with Paul Shepardson to find out if this is actually Cassius back in action or if it's a copycat. Now, basically everybody in the CIA and the FBI believe that it is Cassius back in action again. Everybody except Paul Shepardson. For some reason, he just cannot come to grips with the idea that Cassius is still alive. He really thinks that Cassius is dead and gone, along with the rest of the team of his assassins who Shepardson had killed off personally. The only one he hadn't been able to get to was Cassius, but he's convinced that Cassius is dead and does not want to accept the idea that it is him. This is a very good movie. It's not a fast-paced spy drama. It's kind of slow moving, but it builds and builds to an awesome climax. There's several twists that hit you at various points through the movie that you won't see coming. It makes it very interesting. It keeps you on your toes constantly. And by the time we get to the end of the movie, it's a really good payoff. It's an exciting film. If you're the type of person that likes movies about spies and espionage and assassins from other countries, you're going to love this movie. It's a great film. Like I said, it came out in 2011. Richard Gere he's Richard Gere. I'm going to admit he's not one of my favorite actors by any stretch of the imagination, but he does a pretty good job in this movie. He comes across pretty good. He holds his own. Martin Sheen is very good in this movie. Unfortunately, he doesn't get a whole lot of on-camera time. I would have liked to have seen them use his character a little more than they did, but he unfortunately only gets about maybe 10-15 minutes of actual screen time in the entire movie. Now, Topher Grace, who plays Ben Gary, I have to admit I had never seen before. He is very good. Actually, he's excellent. He's very believable, very charismatic, very passionate in the role. He really brings his character to life. He brings an entirely different dimension to the movie than it would have had, I think, with anyone else playing the character. He has a very dry delivery, but at the same time, he has a charisma about him that you can't deny. So if you have not seen The Double, and you do like a good spy thriller, then this is definitely a movie that you want to check out. And that's all I'm going to say for this week. I'm not going to tell you a whole lot about this because, heck, it's a spy drama. If I tell you too much, I'll ruin the movie. So It'd be best for you to look this up on your favorite streaming service or buy a copy of the DVD where you can find it on Amazon or one of the other websites, or possibly at a store that sells DVDs, which is, like I've said in a previous video, getting harder and harder to find these days. Everything's going digital. But if you're a fan of spy thrillers, spy dramas, this is definitely a movie you want to check out. So until next time, you all take care.